What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got an absolutely awesome duel for you guys to check out. I watched this one yesterday and it was just, oh my goodness, it was so amazing with such a fantastic ending. And at the end of it, all I could think to myself was, man, that was some cheese. Like, I couldn't believe that that actually happened. Sometimes, and I've said it before, I honestly believe that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Gods just will one person to victory, whether the other person wants it to be so. And it doesn't actually matter what they do. It's just going to happen. It's like been predetermined, and that person will claim victory even from the jaws of defeat. This is definitely one of those duels, and at the end you're just gonna be like, whoa, Cap. I mean, there's gonna be a 200 IQ play, which I honestly had never seen. I think it was actually amazing, but there's definitely gonna be some cheese in this duel. So we got Banish.deck at the top. You guys know Banish.deck, the Gren Maju. Essentially, you're trying to one-shot your opponent after using a whole bunch of, Pot of Desires and a whole bunch of other stuff. Usually Necrophase is in there, Soul Absorption to gain basically a billion life points. This deck doesn't play defense all that well. It's the theory is basically to get like 30,000 life points, so that even if you have an open field, your opponent can never really game you because you have too many life points. Then we have a weird version of Sky Strikers. It's like a pendulum kind of Metaphos, but there's some mythical beast in here as well. I mean, it kind of works together because some of those engines are really strong. So let's see what's going to happen. So you got the Mobilize Engage. He's going to set the field or activate the field spell. And this is a play that always works, where you activate your area 0 and you're targeting your Metaphos Fusion. You want this card in the graveyard anyways, so you blow it up. It's not a big deal. You can put it back in your deck and get yourself a draw. He is going to blow up his field spell to get a copy of Metaphos combination, and that means that he's going to be able to summon Sky Striker Ace Ray straight from his deck, go into Kagari, get that copy of Mobilize Engage. I thought this was weird. Usually Sky Striker players will leave heavy Metaphos Fusion in there. I think it's just Metaphos Fusion. I'm crazy. Usually they'll leave Metaphos Fusion in their graveyard until kind of like the middle of the turn, because they want the extra spell in the grave so that they can start getting those bonus effects. But he puts it right back in there. I guess he's thinking, I need to dig deeper into my deck. He's going to pop his combination. Now he's going to activate Engage again. He's going to go for Shizuku. And overall, I would say that was a pretty decent turn, because although his card, like, he doesn't have the greatest cards on field, he got his Startup Engage back. He still has Widow Anchor to defend himself. And when you look at it, I mean, he does have like 5 cards in hand and 5 cards on the field. So you can't be mad about going +5 turn 1. Not the greatest +5 ever, but it's still pretty decent. So Banish.deck is going to open up with Soul Absorption. Don't want to activate the Desires until you use Soul Absorption, because you want to get those billion life points. He is playing Balance of Judgment, which I thought was weird. Usually you only see this card being played in Chain Burn, because what Chain Burn does is they give up all of their resources for raw burn damage, and then they recover them all with cards like Card of Demise and Balance of Judgment. These are cards that they activate as one card, but then they can give you 3 to 5 cards. So I thought it's weird that he's even playing this card in general. Usually you kind of need to be able to burn through advantage to make use of that, but it's all good. So with an open field, this is where I was kind of talking about. Banish.decks will leave you with open fields because they know that they can get a whole bunch of they can get a bunch of life points. So they're really not that concerned when they have to take direct shots. And his opponent is burning through his cards right now with all of those disruptive cards. And let's see what he's going to do. I think he might go Nightmare Phoenix. Okay, I thought he was going to go Nightmare Phoenix to pop Soul Absorption. I kind of feel like he should have done that, but he is going to Pendulum Summon 2 Jackals, and this damage is starting to look very legitimate. Goes for Phoenix, does not use the effect, has Boral Sword Dragon, and now this is going to be a ton of battle damage. He has Boral Sword Dragon, he has Cosmo Farm Girl, which obviously can get another Cosmo monster, and he still has that Jackal. This is he's at 1350, but he might end up with like 1,000 life points here. So he's cranking out all the damage. He's going to search for Dart Destroyer. Attacks for 24, attacks for another 3,000. He's probably, oh, you know what? He did not use I don't know why. He did not use the tag out ability in the battle phase. That's weird. He would not have gamed him, by the way, because when he banishes to summon Dart Destroyer, he is actually going to give his opponent 500 life points. So for all you who says, Cav G, he misplayed, he would have won. His opponent still would have had life points. I think he would have been at 1,000 because Dart Destroyer would have attacked him for 3,000, but then he would have gained 500 before Dart Destroyer attacks. So it's really only a net of 2,500 damage. So even if you end up taking that, like he ends up still surviving. So he's not going to be gaming him. And he has that Raigeki, so goodbye to all your monsters. He gets a Dark Lady out, and he's going to gain 500 life points because Dark Destroyer did actually banish something. And now he has Fairy Tale Snow in the graveyard. That can give him even more life points. So he has ways of recovering life points. He's going to activate Card of Demise into Duality. There's a Necro face. And we saw an Evenly Match, but he didn't activate it. He does activate Pot of Desires, and now he has another Evenly Match. And he has to discard a lot of cards from his hand. I want you guys to watch this 200 IQ play. It is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. So I believe he's going to Pendulum Summon. And let's see, looks like he's just going into battle phase 24 and 2200. So you can see that honestly, the way the duel is going, where this guy's not even close to Gren Maju, he probably should win, but that Evenly Match is still there. He activates Evenly Match. Right now, you look at this and you're like, oh, Cap, that's not even a good play. He still has all of these cards on the field. His opponent will still be able to keep 3 cards. He'll just keep the monsters and then he'll kill him next turn. Or will he? What he's going to do is he's going to chain Fairy Tale Snow, and he's going to banish every card on his field, including the Evenly Match. Now, because that is a cost to activate the Fairy Tale Snow's effect, even if this Dark Lady activates her effect to negate Fairy Tale Snow, the cost will still be played. So watch what actually ends up happening. He pays his cost, he banishes every single thing on his field, and then his opponent's going to say, I'm just going to negate that, and he loses everything because the Evenly Match still actually resolves whether or not the Fairy Tale Snow hits the board. The Evenly Match is not even on the board to recognize itself as a card, but its effect still resolves. So he ends up nuking everything, and this is where the Yu-Gi-Oh gods end up just taking over the duel. Look what my man's top deck is. Like, this is unbelievable. He top decks Gren Maju. Now tell me that's not some cheese. Then Gren Maju has over 10,000 attack, and there's no way you're gonna survive that. I watched this duel and I was like, that did not just happen. We did not just go from a 2,000 IQ play, well, 200, 2,000, what's the difference, to him getting the best top deck in his entire deck. That was just some absolute cheese. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm not exactly sure what to call that duel other than kind of spicy. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.